Jingiwala, Ginagay. Hi everyone, and thank you for journeying along with us on the First Nation Story Trail. My name's Rebecca Hatfield, and today we have a full house. We have 4 aunties joining us today: Aunty Jo Randall, Aunty Maxine Hegedus, Aunty Gloria Strachan, and Aunty Geraldine Lewis. Thank you for all coming. So tell me about Langley's Café.
Langley's Café. It was one of those old-fashioned cafes with the pie, booths. And our first port of call when we came to town was going to Langley's Café for pies, peas, and they'd give you mashed potato. And that was it. You couldn't come to Grafton without... And it was the same with everybody, wasn't it?
Everybody.
We moved away, kind of, but you still all came back and went to Langley's. It didn't matter what else was in town. Langley's was it.
Langley's was a cafe. When you walked in, it had those old-style little booths, and their food was excellent. It was always homemade, all their cakes and everything. Their milkshakes was great, but their straws in their milkshakes were those old spiral pink, blue, green straws. And it was a meeting place for people just to come in and have a cuppa.
Well, it was homely sort of a feeling, and you just go in and you knew them and they knew you, and it was the same.
Yeah.
It was.
And you always felt, they always made you feel welcome.
They were the most beautiful people. They were so welcoming,
Yep.
They were so welcoming, and they always served you with a smile and all that. They didn't look at you as if you were a different colour and all that sort of thing. So they were just beautiful.
They were New Australian, weren't they? Italian or something?
They were Italian or something, I can't think.
But, it was like a place that we were accepted, like you say, regardless of what colour you were. You walked in there and, they'd be really great to serve you and that. And I think because we enjoyed their food. And,
Do you think maybe because they were new Australians, they might have been a bit more accepting
I think
of
so.
Gorry people?
I think so. I mean, country towns have always had their fair share of racism. I mean, the cities have too, but sometimes it's just more pronounced in the country. You notice it a little bit more. But you never felt it at Langley's, did you?
No.
So they were always happy to see you, and they didn't talk a lot, but they never came out and talked to you, did they, much? But you always knew you were welcome. It was just the feel of the place. So we really liked that.
Can you describe what the chocolate cake tasted like?
Oh,
How was it different?
It was just a big slab they used to have there, and you could get as much as you liked.
You could not buy that chocolate cake anywhere, And our mob from Sydney, when they come up, they used to go there and used to buy heaps and heaps and heaps and take it back to Sydney.
Yeah, so I take a box of that back and a box of the pies and peas. And if you'd come up here on holiday, especially from Sydney, because they were all, cousins and that from Grafton, they'd say, we want some of their little apple tarts. Remember the little apple tarts? And could you bring back some pies and peas? So you'd go back on the plane with 2 or 3 boxes sitting on your lap of pies and peas and flipping apple tarts and everything, But it's like now, when the kids come up now, they've got to take Hank's pies back, haven't they? For all the rallies want Hank's pies. But it was like that with Langley's for us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Jo, do you have any memories of Langley's?
Well, way back then, with your ab study, we used to get $3 a fortnight.
I used to get $1.
Yeah. And what we used to do, we used to run down to South Grafton black and white or red and white supermarket. I think it was a red...
yellow and black.
I don't know now.
Yeah.
There's a supermarket down at South Grafton, and then we used to go and change our $3 cheque, and then on a Thursday we used to come over, and we used to walk the streets of Grafton, round and round, then we used to go to Langley's. We used to have a pie with chips and gravy, and that used to be like 40 cents or 30 cents or something like that, and it was mad, eh?
Yeah.
God, it was mad.